And welcome back to the channel, Survivors. Today we're diving into a brand new open world survival crafting game, and obviously that is Once Human. You can tell that from the title and the thumbnail, of course, on this video. But nevertheless, what I wanted to do is talk about and shine some light on the seasonal slash scenario system and mechanic inside of the game. As for whatever reason, I have seen tons, and I mean tons of wrong information, misguided information, and confusion in general around this system. Hopefully this video does help shine some light and give you a better understanding of how the mechanic system works, so then you can go on and tell other people and set them straight with the proper information. Alrighty, so starting things off here, let's answer the question, what exactly is a season slash scenario in Once Human? Well, basically each season will revolve around a unique gameplay theme known as a seasonal scenario. These scenarios come with different objectives and special gameplay mechanics, providing a fresh experience every time for the players. They might take place in various parts of the map, including areas that haven't been unlocked yet, and some will even feature completely new storylines. Players can choose to either collaborate or compete with others to achieve their seasonal goals. Once a season concludes, you can either join a different scenario, or you can take on your current one with renewed energy. Later this year, the developers did mention they also will be adding 2 new scenarios. One of them is going to be launching as a PvE scenario with new survival elements, and the second one will be a new PvP scenario, which will be centered around faction confrontations and agency. Additionally, these seasonal scenarios are going to be set for a variety of different time lengths. I've seen a lot of confusion around this as well, because the current ones, or the current 2 that we know about inside of the game, do last a total of 6 weeks. However, the developers did mention recently here in their Discord that future scenarios might have different durations. They said some could be longer or shorter, and that they might even be permanent scenarios for players to enjoy long term. I can definitely say, researching through the community here, people seem to be on the fence for various sides of this. And as far as my personal opinion goes on the time length, me personally, I don't really care. I think the 6 weeks is more than enough. I mean, especially for my ADHD self, I know for a fact, dude, that I'm probably not going to be playing this game as active as I am right now 6 weeks from now, dude. I don't even know what I'm doing 2 days from now when I go live again. So yeah, nevertheless, for me personally, I'm fine with the 6 weeks. But I do understand the different arguments between the different time frames, and not potentially, being able to complete the seasonal content like ever would be very discouraging and probably make people not really want to play the game or try as hard as they could, to cover content, because they know they're never really going to be able to achieve everything that season has to offer. And I also get the other take, if you're a super active gamer and you burn through the content within week 1 and you've still got 5 additional weeks, what content is really there that is going to be, calling you back over and over and over again, or keep you playing their game? Additionally, the developers also made a statement on what inspired them to actually implement this sort of system mechanic into Once Human. The developers said that they were inspired to create seasonal scenarios because they wanted to offer a variety of gaming experiences that would cater to different playstyles and preferences. Whether you are a solo player, a team player, or somebody who loves instant PvP action, there's something here for everyone. And obviously, as cool as that is, right, like having new fresh content every single season is a plus, and obviously trying to cater to as many players and their different playstyles as possible does sound cool, right? And it is appealing. However, I would like to just state that this does kind of worry me in a sense, because listening to the players and constantly changing or trying to cast a large, super wide net to just rake in the more broader audience, I just don't necessarily think that that is always a strong play. I would honestly like to see them listen to the players' feedback, of course, as always, and then just pick and choose the things that work well for them and their vision for the game, and then just do those things really well, like exceptionally well, and just make that everything it possibly can be. And I think that will create a much stronger player base and fan base here for the game going into the future. Now, with that being said, let's talk about a major concern, and honestly probably the biggest one, probably the reason why you clicked on this video, and that relates to losing your progress and what exactly will be transferred over to a new seasonal scenario and what will not be, or partially be. So the short answer is, will you lose everything? No, you're not going to lose everything. The main story and a side story task or missions that you have completed via a season will actually give you a more streamlined version of those exact same tasks for the new season scenario. However, though, even though you'll have a more streamlined version for those tasks, meaning you won't have to do all of the same amount of steps, you will still get all of the same amount of reward opportunities that you've had from the first time you completed them. And this one for me is a little bit confusing. I don't know if it's the exact wording here that they've referred or used, or if it's just simply, me not understanding until a season comes out of exactly what's going to happen, because this would tell me that we're essentially getting double the rewards when we jump into a new season and complete these exact same missions, but these missions are going to be streamlined. So essentially, less steps to complete these missions. We're going to be basically getting all of the reward opportunities that we've had from completing it for the first time. But they also mentioned that new seasons will bring new content, right? And if it's bringing new content, why are we completing the same old missions that we've already done? That's kind of what I'm a little bit confused here. Like, if we're going into a new season with new content, wouldn't it be new missions? Things like your important currencies in the game. I think currently there's like 7 different ones. We have the Star Chromes, the Christogens, we've got the Marks, we've got the Sproutlets, you name it. All of those major currencies will transfer over from seasonal scenario to seasonal scenario. Additionally, your gear blueprints, your weapon accessories, your furniture formulas, your cosmetics, your house blueprints, and your friends list will all be carried over. So these items will not be going anywhere. They will automatically be transferred over from seasonal scenario to seasonal scenario. I can tell you, as a player for Once Human, a lot of this is a majority of the stuff that you're going to be grinding out in the game and working towards and building up and upgrading, etc. So because of that, this is a large portion of your progress actually being transferred over from season to season. Now, with that being said, there are going to be some content and resources that will only partially transfer over to the new season scenario. When it comes to essential resources like materials, medicine, and ammunition, for instance, those can be carried over based on item transferring rules to simply help you progress faster in the new seasonal scenario. But your character itself will start back off at level 1, and all of the exploration progress on the world map will also be reset to ensure a level playing field. With all of that being said, I will say one thing that is very good and looks very positive on the developers, and that is they are truly listening to the community feedback. They are literally talking on their dev live streams. If you did not check those out, you definitely should. They're talking all about listening to the players' feedback, and they're definitely hearing us out in the Discord, the Reddit, the community, all the communities. So if you guys want anything that, to change, or you want to voice your opinions, I really recommend sourcing out those social media platforms and just providing your feedback, because with a developing company listening and actively trying to, change the game, or, to make things better for the players themselves, even if it is a broad net or might be too broad of a net, I think it's definitely worth doing it and putting it out there. And you never know, they could definitely change the game, and it could be, changed for the better or the worse, I guess, long term. But with that being said, guys, that is going to wrap up our video for today. As always, you guys know the drill. Let me know down below in the comments what your thoughts are here on Once Human. If you have been playing it, I've been having an absolute blast at it. I believe I only have like 10 hours at the time of recording this video, but I promise you, man, I'll be dumping a ton more hours into this game, because it just really scratches that survival crafting itch, but then also that little bit of looter shooter, the Division vibe itch, and then on top of that, that MMO aspect where you're joined up together to do activities, and I absolutely love it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on the channel for everything survival games related, and don't forget that I do have a Discord community for a variety of different survival games and community servers. If you're interested in joining or checking that out, you can do so by utilizing the link down below in the description. With that being said, though, guys, as always, I'll see you on the next one.